Hello guys, today I am here to describe about a respiratory system. So to know about respiratory system, we first have to know what is respiration. Respiration is a biological process in which inhaled oxygen, which is taken by the lungs and passes to the tissues, where these oxygen convert the food materials into energy. This is called respiration. So respiration is also called catabolic process. So respiratory system consists of the organs associated with which, and at the same time respiratory system, with the help of circulatory system, passes oxygen to different tissue, at the same time taking carbon dioxide from the tissues and help in exhalation. So according to G.S. Carter, respiration occurs in three steps. First one is called breathing, where both inhalation and exhalation takes place. Second one is called exchange of gases, and at the same time transport of gases also occur. Number three, internal respiration or tissue respiration. So the organ associated with respiration are nose, mouth, then pharynx, larynx, trachea, bronchi, bronchioles, alveolus, and lungs and diaphragm. So all the organs associated with respiration can be divided into two parts. First one is called upper respiratory tract, which includes nose and nasal cavity, mouth, pharynx and larynx, and lower respiratory tract contains trachea, bronchi, bronchioles, alveoli, lungs and diaphragm. Now first one is nose and nasal cavity. Just above the mouth, nose is present. It has two holes which passes into the two nasal cavity. The nose is divided by a partition or septum called nasal septum into two chamber called nasal chamber or nasal cavity, which help in the keeping the inhaled air in warm condition and filtering, helps in filtering and humidify to passes it into the lungs. The nasal cavity also contain three-layered structure called turbinate to increase the surface of the air processing. Next one is pharynx. Pharynx is the muscular funnel, which is the space where both oral cavity and nasal cavity united together. So it is the passage through which inhaled air passes from the nasal cavity to the larynx. The pharynx is divided into three parts: oropharynx, nasopharynx and laryngopharynx. Next part is larynx. Larynx is a voice box which is cartilaginous in structure, each at the opening called glottis, and at the same time there is vocal cords which help in the regulation of inhaled air passing to the trachea. Larynx is also help in speaking. Just below the larynx there is trachea. Through larynx, air passes into the trachea and ultimately reaches to the lungs. So trachea is also known as windpipe. It has C-shaped cartilage rings, and at the same time internally it contains ciliated epithelium and mucus having goblet cell secreting mucus which help in the trapping of particular foreign materials and dust particles so that it can't enter the lungs. Next one is called bronchus. Trachea at the point of sternum divides into two branches known as bronchus, plural it is called bronchi. These bronchi then again subdivided and form bronchioles. These bronchioles and bronchi have the same type of ciliary epithelium, having cilia, which also help in the trapping of, again, any foreign particle left in the trachea, it can trap it. Then these bronchioles then enter, suppose this is trachea, then this is trachea, then this is bronchi, then this is bronchioles, then these bronchiole ultimately ends in the sac, which is known as alveolus. And these sac are surrounded by capillary network. What is capillary network? Made up of arterioles and venules, which help in the gaseous exchange. So in lungs, per lungs, there are about 400 to 500 alveoli present in lungs. Beside this, lungs, in case of lung, there are two lungs, right lungs and left lungs. Right lungs have 3 lobes, left lungs have only 2 lobes. Again, all the alveoli covered by, due to the formation of lungs, covered by 2-layered membrane which is called pleural membrane or pleura. Pleural membrane or pleura, having a fluid called pleural fluid. After lungs, there is another partition which makes the upper thorax portion from the abdominal portion. There is a partition called, it is a muscular curtain-like structure called diaphragm. This diaphragm helps in both inhalation and exhalation. During inhalation, this diaphragm become, it is like this. During inhalation, it becomes flattens, so that space become increase, and at the same time air moves into the lungs, which is called inhalation. But during exhalation, this lungs cavity, this diaphragm again moves to this original position, and at the same time it becomes contracts or decreasing in size, so that inhaled air passes through the nasal cavity as carbon dioxide. So this is all about the respiratory system of lungs. In next video, we will discuss about the first step of respiratory system, that is breathing. Thank you.